Today, I am in very, very good company. With me is Greg Roop, Vice President of Client Services at Consensus International. Most of you probably know Greg if you've had the pleasure of working with him. Thank you so much for being with us, Greg, today.
No, it's great to be here, Clara. Thank you very much. It's nice to see you've got a good crowd associated with this. And Marisol and I are very excited to talk about the web client, which is the business of SAP Business One and how they're moving forward with the web client.
Absolutely, absolutely. Marisol Santos is one of our youngest consultants, but she has a lot of knowledge and a lot of skills. And if you have worked with her in support, you know that she is very technically savvy. And she's with us today because also she's been helping some customers with a web client. So we asked for her help in explaining what are the requisites, the prerequisites that you need to cover to start using the web client. Good morning, Marisol.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. I'm really excited to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love this team. So before we get started, I want to just, for those of you who were already attending the first session where we had Edith Sagay from SAP, and she was talking about the web client, is just a grain of, I don't know if this is correct English, Greg, when you say take this with a grain of salt. Is that what I want to say?
Correct.
Yes, yes.
Yep, correct.
So
Yep.
it did mention the web client is where SAP is investing a lot, and they're adding functionality in every feature pack. But it is a work in progress, so it's very exciting. It's we want you to try it, and basically what it did mention was if only use it as an analytics tool, because the analytics are amazing. But we want everyone who can to try it out and see if it works for them. It might not work for everyone, and it might happen that the web client works for me, but it doesn't work for my colleague. Correct, Greg? Because every user
Right.
has a different need.
Yes, absolutely. And as we go through this, and you see some of the review later in the presentation, you'll find that different users have different requirements. Whether there's customizations out there, add-ons, all of those things are playing into the web client and how usable it is for you, as well as your particular environment for use of the web client. So everyone is going to be a little bit different as we go through. So we encourage you to try it out, as Clara said, and make sure it's working in a test environment for anything that's deployed to a live production database.
Exactly. So what we're going to present to you today are basically the prerequisites. So what do you need to have in place to start using the web client? Then we're going to show you a little bit of some limitations that we're aware of today so that you're not surprised by them. And then at the end of this session, we're going to share a couple of short demos so that you get a feel of how it works. Those demos are available in the website that Edith mentioned at the end of her session as well, that we're going to share in this session as well. And you're going to see how the web client feels. Okay?
Right. So Clara, before we
Yes.
get started, there's one thing I think that's important to recognize is that we don't know that SAP has a specific list of limitations in the web client that's out there. We know of ones that we're presenting today, but that's why it's equally important to go into your test environment and try out the web client with your specific database and your data to ensure that things are functional and working as expected.
Yes, that's a very good point, Greg. Exactly. There is no public list of limitations of the web client because it would be virtually impossible to get because every user uses SAP Business One in a different way. Even two users who work with sales orders, they might do it in different ways. And one of them might use the open item list and the other one creates them differently on a manual way. So instead of a limitations list, there is documentation, very, very thorough and detailed, of the functionalities that are being added with each feature pack on the what's new. So that's some place that we can direct our customers and users if they have questions, but there is no list of limitations. So it's really up to you to go into the web client and test it out and see how it works. At a minimum, we know that the analytics will work for you. So, and that is where also Edith was mentioning, if nothing else for now, use it as an analytic app. It's really, really powerful. Okay. So I think now we just we can turn off our cameras so that we can concentrate on the presentation. And I ask for a little bit of patience while I prepare to share the video and make sure that I share the sound as well. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to this webinar. This is Roop from Consensus International. What is the SAP Business One Web Client? The SAP Business One Web Client is available in SAP Business One version 10. Why is it called Web Client? The Web Client is browser-based. There is no client installation required on your workstation. The Web Client is another way to view your SAP Business One databases and information. The Web Client is evolving, and with its report filtering capabilities, it is a very useful tool for managers and supervisors. The Web Client provides great data filtering and analytics capabilities. New functionality is being added with each new release. The SAP development team is focused on increasing the capabilities of the Web Client as it is designed to be your way to the future. With this introduction, I'm going to turn this over to Marisol Santos. Marisol will provide the details for the Web Client, its prerequisites, installation, and deployment, as well as user licensing. Thank you.
Let's take a look at some Web Client prerequisites. Well, Web Client is available for SAP Business One version 10. If you are not sure which version of SAP Business One you're currently on, you can go up in your menu, select Help, and then About SAP Business One. Here you can see the version. If you're not in version 10, you can upgrade and we can help you. You just need to send an email to us and we can plan this upgrade with you. One of the questions we got is, do we need to buy an additional license to access to the Web Client? And no, this is just a different way to access SAP Business One. You need your SAP license to connect. And this is a new user experience based on the SAP Fiori design concept. The Web Client must be installed and running in your environment or server. For those customers who are in a /consulting share environment, the Web Client is already installed and running. And for other environments, please send an email to Consensus support and we are going to help you. This typically takes 1 technical consulting hour. Okay, the proxy server. If you want to connect outside of your local network, you need a reverse proxy server. A third-party certificate is required for remote access. A domain name system record, a network address translation is required for your firewall. And if a /consulting is your hosting provider, all the above prerequisites are included. And you can ask, what is a reverse proxy server, Marisol? A proxy server is a system or router that provides a gateway between users and the internet. Therefore, it helps prevent cyber attackers from entering a private network. It is a server referred to as an intermediary. So, in few words, a reverse proxy intercepts traffic that requests access to resources on your private network. And I want to mention this prior to any setup. Please contact Consensus Technical Support to review specific requirements for your environment. Okay, let's review a little what we have mentioned. First, you are running SAP Business One version. You are a licensed SAP Business One user. The Web Client is installed and running. And if you want to connect outside of your local network, a reverse proxy server is required. you need to purchase a third-party SSL certificate if you're not hosted by a Slash Consulting, a domain name system record, and a network address translation is required for your firewall. For access and login, there are 3 ways you can access to the web client. You can click on the web client icon or go to Modules, Administration, Web Client, or paste the URL we will provide to you after installing the web client in your browser. We recommend Google Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. This is the screen you're going to see when you paste the URL. You can access with your domain user and password. And then you can select the company that you want to access. We recommend to access to the test database, and then you can try a little. This is the screen you're going to see. There are some tiles, and you can enter here data, but we are going to see right now a quick video and how to launch the web client, how to navigate, and how to customize.
Let's review the SAP Business One Web Client best practices and limitations. With any new application, it's really important to make sure you're verifying its correctness in a test database first. When you connect the web client, you want to make sure you're connecting to your test database and reviewing all of your functions. Make sure things are visible, working as expected. Reminder that each user's functional needs might be different. If you're looking at financials compared to order entry, compared to inventory, all these things will be different. It's important that each user's functional needs are verified against the test database before moving any connection of the web client over to your production live environment. Some limitations. Email. Presently, email capabilities will require additional configuration or may not be available. Add-ons and customizations are not supported in the web client. The web client will function with native functionality and will not see individual add-ons or customizations. Automations are available. So for example, if you're running codeless platform business process automation, those automations are available within the web client. However, though, on-screen customizations are not available. So if you've made adjustments to the UI or using B1UP and some of the functionality within B1UP to add golden arrows, etc., that functionality is not available. And the web client will function with only native SAP Business One functionality. The SAP Business One development team is adding new functionality with each new release. So let's take a look at the SAP Getting Started. Thank you.
Welcome to the Starting with Web Client video. This video shows you how to navigate in the home page and personalize your home page design to optimize your web client experience. The web client is part of SAP Business One. I access it directly from the desktop client by using the web client icon in the toolbar or the web client entry in the main menu. I choose a company and enter my SAP Business One username and password. No additional license is needed. On the left side, I see the main menu including the modules. I search using the search box. For example, order. Clicking the titles focuses on the respective group or module. I can also scroll down or up. The enterprise search is available in the SAP HANA version only. I can search a value within a specific object or in general. I click the back button to switch to the previous screen. Clicking the SAP Business One logo brings me to the home page. Clicking the question mark icon opens the Help pane and SAP Companion. Clicking an item on the list shows the info about the specific element on the screen. Here, I can also launch relevant videos, access guides, and open the Learn SAP Business One Web Client website for additional content about the web client. No credentials are needed. In the Help pane, I access guided tours. The What's New section is updated with every release. The bell icon opens the Notification Center. The red badge shows the number of new notifications. The notifications are grouped by date or by priority. On the very right side, the vertical menu listing all available modules and groups. This is a flat list that also includes user-defined objects, UDOs, and user-defined tables, UDTs. Clicking an entry takes me to the respective group. Let's go back to the home page. Each tile opens an app. The Create Tiles opens a form of the respective group in Create mode for adding a new record. This is the form for creating new sales quotations. The object named Tiles open List View, displaying the records of the given object. Looking closer at the tile itself, I see the number of currently opened sales quotations. Clicking the Refresh button updates this number in case additional documents were added or others were closed or canceled. Every user sees different collection of tiles on their home page. Depends on the user authorization. I am currently logged in as a super user and see all the available tiles and groups. Now let's see how to personalize the home page. I can drag tiles to new locations or use the Edit Homepage option for many more actions. I can hide a complete group or module if I don't use it. I can move a tile to a selected group. I can add a tile to an existing group by clicking the plus icon and choosing the required tile from the catalog. To complete the action, I click Close. Now I see the changes I made. The tile Create Sales Order is added to the Business Partners group. I will switch again to Edit mode to make more changes. I click Show to bring back the Purchasing group, and in the Business Partners group, I click Reset to undo any changes made to this group. This will remove the Create Sales Order tile I have added. I can rename groups to better fit my industry or terminology used. Here, I change to Customers and Vendors. I can add a new group where relevant and position there the tiles I want. But I don't really need it, so I'll delete it. Now let's open the App Finder. This is a catalog of all available apps in their predefined groups. I can navigate through the list, but I can also use the search box. Let's see if there are any bill of materials related apps. Apparently, there are 2. I can click the pin icon to select the group for adding the app, or even create a new group. Here I see the app is already positioned in production. I could add it to additional groups if relevant. If you feel the home page is too crowded and you rather see small chunks of tile at the time, this can be done. I open the Settings option. In the Home Page tab, I choose the Show One Group at a Time option. After saving, I see that home page is switched to horizontal navigation, one group at a time. Let's get back to the vertical layout. In the Settings dialog, under Appearance, I can change the display theme. High contrast theme is also supported for better accessibility. I will now switch back to Horizon. Like the desktop client, the web client also supports multiple UI languages. Here I can choose the UI language. I will keep English for now. If you want to change the font size, you may use the web browser Zoom In/Out options. This was the Starting with Web Client video. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Manage Business Partners and Items video. This video shows you how to manage business partner and item list views, add a new customer master data, edit an existing customer record, and create activity for an item master data. The most valuable asset for my company is our customers. When clicking the Business Partners tile, the Customers List view appears as default. I can change the default view if needed. Lately, we decided to expand and sell abroad. I want to see the status of our due foreign customers, so I filter the list by account balance greater than 0 and exclude local currency business partners. I group the list by currency and choose OK. The number of filters and groups appear above the table. I can click here to cancel a filter or group selection. When exporting this customized list to Excel, the structure, including the grouping, will be reflected in the Excel file. I save this view for future use and choose Public so other users can consume it as well. I also save the view as a tile for easy access. I have a new customer I need to enter to the system. I choose the Create Business Partner tile. I enter the customer code and name. I navigate to the Address tab. I can change the displayed columns and their sequence by clicking the Settings icon. I click the Add icon to enter the bill to address details. The customer has another bill to address. The default Bill To address is also the Ship To address of this customer, so I choose the Bill To address line and click to copy it to the Ship To address table. I can edit the address ID or any other field in the copied address line. The payment terms definition derives from the customer default payment term defined in SAP Business One. I can change the details. I can choose the properties of this customer and review the selected ones. I add the customer record. I would like to update the details of a customer. To view the details of a specific business partner, I click its row. I can navigate between business partner master data records using the navigation buttons. Related activities are linked here with an indication on the number of activities related to this customer. I want to update the details of the customer, so I choose Edit. The details that can be updated are framed. The header part presents all the balances and cannot be edited. Under the User-Defined Fields tab, I see the fields defined for business partners in SAP Business One. I enter the relevant value and save the changes. Next, I go to the Manage Items list. We want to announce a summer sale on items with near Active To date. So, I add the Active To field to the list view and sort by it in descending order. I want to make sure we include this item in the summer sale. I drill down to the item master data and create an activity for it. The activity form appears in Add mode, with the preferred vendor of the item populated in the Business Partner field and the item code appearing on the Linked Document tab. I choose the activity type. I enter the details and set the priority. I check the reminder box. After adding the activity, the selected user will get a notification regarding this activity. With the Items by Warehouse view, I can easily check the quantity of our items in the company warehouses. This was the Manage Business Partners and Items video. Thanks for watching.
Well, that was our little presentation on the web client. Let me share my screen again. And let me review if we have any questions. I don't see that we have any questions right now, but I'm sorry that maybe I moved a little bit the screen of the video because I was trying to check if we had questions before. You have still time to write in your questions if you have any, although maybe you have many questions. And our recommendation is for you to start using the web client, as Greg mentioned at the beginning. Maybe start using it on a test company. If your system is hosted with Slash Consulting, you're almost ready to go. So you should be ready to go. So if you encounter any challenge, you can always send an email to support@consensusintl, and Marisol will help you, will guide you to your web client. If your system is hosted on a different hosting provider or on-premise, then you will need to take that step of actually installing and deploying the web client. For that, you also send an email to support@consensusintl.com, and that typically takes 1 hour of technical consulting to deploy and install. And you can then start using it before deploying the reverse proxy and doing all those other technical steps for you to access the web client from outside your network. Our recommendation would be to first start using it in your network and just get a feel of it and see how it serves your processes and your tasks. I see one question now, and that is asking for the link that Edith shared on our last session to learn the SAP Business One web client. I will share that link with all the attendees in this webinar. I will share that link by email, okay? It's a very cool page where you find short videos like the ones we've shared, but also videos on analytics and then other topics of the web client. And it's constantly being updated by SAP with the added functionalities. So we will send you that link. Right now, I'm going to share on the chat, I'm going to share the link for you to give you the opportunity to rate this session. Let me move to the next slide. So just a reminder that you need to rate as many sessions as possible so that you can be entered into the raffle for the remarkable paper tablet. So this is the link. I'm going to share it now with everyone. You can grab it in the chat and please rate us, give us any ideas that you have on how to improve our content going forward. Oh, we have another question, and it's asking, can something be done in the web client that cannot be done in the desktop client? Yes, of course. With the web client come new functionalities that were not included in the desktop client. So it's not only a browser new experience, a browser-based app, but also some functionalities are available that are not on the desktop. And I think, Marisol, you have a short video on one of them, correct?
Yeah, that's true. Correct.
That was a functionality that you discovered that the web client allows you to, I think it was close or delete draft documents in multiple at the
In
time,
bulk.
correct? Okay.
Correct.
I will include that tip as well on an email to all attendees to this session, because Marisol actually created that short video, and that is just an example. So if you go and learn more about the web client, you will discover things like this. And you might use it as a hybrid as well. You might use the desktop client for your everyday work, but then if you discover something like the analytics or maybe this functionality, you can switch to the web client to do that specifically. So for now, you can use it in a hybrid mode as well. We really want to hear from you and your experience with the web client. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Greg and Marisol, for working on this presentation.
No, thank you, Clara. Just one last thing,
Thank you,
just a
Clara.
reminder, when you're getting started, please reach out to Consensus. We don't want you to be frustrated getting any of the setups done or the proxy, reverse proxy server, any of that stuff. Every environment is a little bit different and there will be some challenges. So it's important to reach out and get best practices and advice going forward.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
Greg.
there are many other things to explore in the web client, and we are here to help you.
Absolutely. I have just one last question coming in. One of our customers is asking, if I already installed the reverse proxy for my mobile app, do I need a new one? And I think the answer is no, correct, Marisol? If you already have a reverse proxy, you probably don't need a new one. But we
Yeah, you
probably need...
probably do not. We only need to review the settings of the DNS and the NAT
Okay.
and check. Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you already have a reverse proxy and you might have installed that to use the SAP Business One mobile app, then you might be able to use that one. We just need to review the configurations of your environment or your deployments. So reach out to Consensus, and we are here to help you. Again, thank you very much for being here with us, and I'll see you on the next session. Thank you, Greg and Marisol.
Thank you, Clara.
Bye. Thank
Be
you.
safe, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.